Ladies and gentlemen, we are all the way back. Man, something about the news this morning of the cap space in the NFL increasing by $30 million brought me back to life. I don't know what it is, but I am buzzing right now. And so, what we're going to do is we are going to react to this news. We are going to talk about how this impacts the San Francisco 49ers in free agency, in the draft, potential trades. Oh, baby, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Yesterday's price is not today's price, ladies and gentlemen. I need y'all to drop an SDS and a money bag emoji in the chat. Light it up because we got some good news for the San Francisco 49ers. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, this is the first time this offseason that I've legitimately gotten excited. I feel like this was the shot of energy that I needed. And whoo, boy, oh boy, what a good situation right now for the San Francisco 49ers. Again, coming off a heartbreaking loss, but it's time to put that behind us and focus on the future. I know it's difficult. I know it's daunting. And it's a challenge as a fan to kind of wrap your head around the fact that we got to go do this again. But hey, man, that's why we're built different. We're built for these times. This ain't our first heartbreak. So we're gonna put it behind us, and we're gonna talk about how the San Francisco 49ers can rebuild this roster into a monster. And I am definitely looking forward to talking about all of this with you guys. So this is what happened. If you are unfamiliar, you're just getting caught up to speed. This is what happened earlier today, as announced by Tom Pelissero. This impacts every single team in the NFL, and what has happened is the NFL cap has increased by $30 million. That means every single team in the NFL has 30 million more dollars to play with. Now, some teams aren't going to be able to maximize that 30 because they're already underwater with the cap, but it allows them to get back to even. Whereas the San Francisco 49ers are currently rolling over 38 million from last season. Remember all those restructures that went down last year, all the cap space that was opened up. 49ers went from being bottom in the league with available cap to the top of the league with available cap just by restructuring a couple guys. And this is why I really try not to spend a lot of time on the cap until we know in finality what it is, because there are so many buttons to press, so many loopholes and things where the 49ers can generate more money. And all these conversations so far throughout the offseason, all the cut Kyle Juszczyk, cut this guy, cut that guy, was all based on not knowing what the cap was going to be. That was, for one, why those conversations were premature. And now they completely lose their value because the 49ers just came up on 30 mil. And on top of that, they're rolling over 38 mil. Now, does that mean they can't restructure? Does that mean they can't get some guys' cap numbers down? Of course they can, and they should absolutely do that. But that's why, for me, I'm not a big fan of these cut conversations to open up cap because we don't know what the 49ers can and will do with this cap and how they can make space even without this additional 30 mil. So, this is going to be a huge benefit for the San Francisco 49ers, man. This is really, really big for them because now they have the cash to spend. And what is one of the big talking points? How are we going to pay Brandon Ayuk? How are we going to pay Talanoa Hufanga? We can do all of that. We can do all of that and then some. So right now, as it currently stands, the San Francisco 49ers got plenty of funny money to play with, and they can do a lot of different things. But I want to give you a little bit better of a breakdown. Again, I am not a cap guy. I will never tell you I'm a cap guy. I will never, ever try to present to you that I understand how this whole cap situation works. I just understand what I explained to you. I rely on guys like David Lombardi to be able to kind of quantify all this cap stuff. I don't understand it, but this guy does. And as you can see from the information, he's the one who's able to tell us that the 49ers are rolling over 38 million from last season. And on top of that, with the additional 30 in cap space, the 49ers can potentially open up 98 million in cap via restructures or even more. And that is crazy. So, this is how I feel about this. This is why I think every single option is available for the San Francisco 49ers. They have more triggers to pull to open up more cap space if they need it. They can front load, they can back load. This gives them the opportunity to be as fluid in building out this roster as possible. Ooh, I like this. Look at that. Look at that SDS right there. Look at that SDS. That's Moneybags SDS right there. And that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like 30 mil. That's how I'm feeling because this to me puts at ease um puts at ease like the thought process of cutting guys, not being able to pay Brandon Ayuk, not being able to pay Talanoa Hufanga, none of that. This makes me feel like every option is currently open for the San Francisco 49ers, whether that be extending your own, going out and signing big time free agents, or going out and making some splashes. Whether you want to go and get Brian Burns, whether you want to try and get Patrick Surtain, whether you want to go out and try to get a big time offensive lineman, you have the flexibility to go and do it. So you can now go out and build this team how you want to build it. And that's going to be on Parag Marate. That is going to be on John Lynch. And they have the opportunity now to go out and be flexible. That means all options are available and they can pretty much do what they want to do. They are made men right now, sitting on that quiche, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I think this is a great spot to be for the San Francisco 49ers. And again, we've talked about we've talked about this from multiple standpoints, right? We've talked about free agency, we've talked about potential trade and signing their own. But right now, anything the 49ers want to do, they can do. Anything. This, like, we can actually have these Madden franchise type conversations where we can theoretically try to trade for anyone we want to. Now, does that mean that's going to happen? No, not at all. But that's the beauty of the offseason. Just like everyone can say, we're going to cut this guy, we're going to cut that guy. I can say we're going to trade for this guy and we're going to trade for that guy. Both things go each way. So I love this time of the year. This just got me hyped, man. This just got me so hyped because there's so many options available to the San Francisco 49ers. If they want to bring back Jauan Jennings now, they can. I thought that was going to be a potential hiccup, especially if Jauan like a team tried to pay Jauan via restricted free agency. I didn't know if the 49ers would be able to match and be able to sign Brandon Ayuk and sign some other guys, but I do think now that is a huge possibility. And the 49ers can go out and do a bunch of different things if they want. For me, the top two things at the top of my list stand right here. I want Brian Burns, baby. I want Brian Burns, and I want to pay Brandon Ayuk. This is what I want. Now, I get it. A lot of you want offensive line to be fixed. I get it. A lot of you don't want to continue to put resources into the defensive line. That's not me. I am consistently trying to find how the 49ers make their trenches the best it can be. And if you get Brian Burns on the opposite side of Nick Bosa with Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead, this will be a better defensive line group than the 2019 defensive line. Mark my words. And the 49ers went damn near 13-3 all the way to the Super Bowl. And this would be a better defensive line group. Yes, Brian Byrne wants to get paid. I don't think he will get paid $30 million a year. He had a down year. He had 9 sacks. He went backwards. He had a position change to outside linebacker. He's not going to get paid $30 million. He is going to be able to get somewhere within the range of $25 to $28 million per year. And if it is a sign and trade, it might even be a little bit less. So I'm not looking at Brian Burns as a 30 milli. Yes, is that what he wants? Of course. It's not what he's going to get. So I am going to absolutely smash this. And you say all you get are pass rushers. We need a run stopper. That's why you re-sign Clelin Ferrell, and boom, you are good to go. You get Clelin Ferrell back on a 1-year, nice cost control. You can even sign I'd sign Clelin to a 2 to 3 year deal because of what he provides in the run game. And then you have the baddest bookends in the league, and you are ready to wreak havoc. Hey, man, this is how it goes. Y'all think I was going to switch up? Nope. Not even close. Not even close. So I really do think that the San Francisco 49ers can make a splash. Does it mean they're going to? I don't know. We know that the 49ers called on Brian Burns last year to see if he was available. And obviously the Panthers are the Panthers, and they did Panthers things, and they just sat on their hands and they're doing nothing. And now they were likely going to franchise Brian and then potentially try to trade him. So this is how it works, man. I'm still in the business. And even if it is not Brian Burns, it has to be someone. It has to be Chase Young. It has to be Joey Bosa. It has to be Josh Uche. They have to get an elite edge on the other side of Nick Bosa. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Oh, the 49ers going defensive line again. Guys, the 49ers are out. Like, they have like 6 defensive line free agents. We understand this, right? Chase Young is a free agent. Randy Gregory is a free agent. Beal is a rookie who got limited snaps. Drake Jackson's coming off surgery. Didn't fill in particularly like we had hoped for. Then you got Cleveland Farrell, free agent, Javon Kinlaw, free agent, Givens, free agent. They need guys on the edge. So I don't want to hear the 49ers don't need defensive line. I don't want to hear it. Do we need other positions? Yeah, we do. But we need edge as well. So this notion that, drafting defensive line again, you aren't seeing the big picture. You aren't understanding that the San Francisco 49ers currently, as it stand, are going into this season right now with Drake Jackson and Bradley Beal on the opposite side, or not Bradley Beal, um, Robert Beal, on the opposite side of Nick Bosa. So I don't want to hear this nonsense that the 49ers don't need edge. Now, you can say you don't want Burns. That's fine with me. Agree to disagree there. But they need edge. They need edge bad. And so you can't go into the season with just Drake Jackson and Beal. You can't do that. So it's going to be someone. So I don't want to hear this continued nonsense of, defensive line again. Get it out your head now. Get it out your head now that the 49ers don't need D-line, because that is the most that is argued that, to me, D-line is the number one position that the 49ers need to address, because it is currently under contract right now. It's Bosa, Armstead, Hargrave, Jackson, Beal. Who else? Who else? That's it. 49ers need defensive line. They go into the season with 10 to 11 defensive linemen. I am the GM. I am the GM of the Sourdough Squad. You better put some respect on my name. I am the GM of the Sourdough Squad. That's how we cook. You better put some respect on my name, pal. I love you too, though. I love you too. Yes, I'm done with the rant. I'm done ranting. No, I'm not. I'm going to somehow rant again. I'm so fired up. I love this, guys. And I love how we don't agree either, and that's perfectly fine. We don't have to agree, but we're having a hell of a time. I'm just happy. I'm happy that we're arguing on Twitter about the most nonsensical BS, and people are getting in their feelings about it. And it's just like, I look at it and I watch people get in their feelings, and it's just like, man, hey, go outside, touch some grass. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious at all. We're out here playing. We're out here playing GM in the off season, and people are getting all butthurt about it. Like, chill, man. It's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna in my head build this team how I want to build it. This is how we move. You think I'm gonna bend the knee to anyone telling me what I think I should do, or what the? You can have your own thought process. We aren't the same people. You can do and you can think all the things you want to think. It doesn't have to align with me, but you know me. I'm gonna do me. That's why we're the SDS, baby. Shout out the gang. No, I needed today. I needed today for real. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. That this kind of shook me up out of like the depressed mode of losing the Super Bowl. I'm like shaken out of it. Like, I'm like, all right, this is what I needed. I needed something. I needed something to wake me up out of this slumber. And this was it. So the 49ers got lots of money to make. Or the money is made. They got to spend now. So this is what we have to look at. And today I did want to do free agency. So let's screw it. Let's look at some free agents. Let me pull up the top available free agents. And I have not looked at this. So we'll be able to look at this together, react in real time, and see who stands out, see who we like, and all those different types of things. So let me see. Let me try to find the free agent list. Give me free agents, baby. Free agent rankings. All right. So let's pull up some free agents. Let's dream a little bit. And again, just remember, it's the off season. People can dream. I could dream about Brian Burns all I want. Is that going to happen? Probably not, but I'm going to dream. Oh, you best believe it, I'm going to dream. And you can dream as well. You can dream about whatever offensive tackle prospect you want. You can dream about whatever you want. So chill on telling people that their dreams aren't valid, because it is what it is at the end of the day. It's a dream, and that's what we're doing. So that's what keeps us active, baby. So let's take a look at these free agents. At the top of the list, uh, we know Kyle watches the show. Kyle is a uh big time fan of the SDS. He watches the film breakdowns. I told Kyle once that he needs to take this play in preseason from the Denver Broncos, and he did. So confirmed. Kyle Shanahan, big fan of the SDS and all that good stuff. So this is just at the very, very top. We got Chris Jones, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, T. Higgins. Look at him. Look at him. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. I love Brian so much. Justin Matabuke, I would assume he's going to get extended by Baltimore, but he would be I would like him more as a 3 tech, which we have, but Matabuke, dude, he showed out against the 49ers. He really put me on notice big time. Christian Wilkins, don't really need him. Interior defensive lineman guy. Anton Winfield, he's likely going to get either franchised or re-signed, but he's one of the young up-and-coming safeties in the NFL. Obviously, this guy, from my understanding, um, the San Francisco 49ers were heavily involved trying to trade for Jalen Johnson, to the point where some believed it was going to happen. I mean, you look, he's still 24 years old. He put in one of the best, top 4 grade in regards to cornerbacks, the number 1 graded cornerback out of 127. He had a hell of a year, but he probably will be retained by the Bears. So it'll be fascinating to see who potentially is available. Obviously, we know this guy. We know this guy very much. He clamped us. Him and McDuffie were in their Duffies in the Super Bowl, and I got a lot of respect for those two after that game. But this could be a guy. Maybe you pair up Charvarius Ward, L'Jarius Sneed, and Diamador Lenore. That would be a nice pairing. Michael Pittman Jr., obviously, we're probably not going wide receiver. Danielle Hunter, definitely a little older, but he still had a good year last year. And if you want to get an edge, but at a little bit more value, definitely not a guy in the peak of his prime, and all that good stuff. But that could definitely be an option. Mike Evans probably won't be an option. Tyrone Smith won't be an option for the 49ers. Kendall Fuller, I wouldn't mind Kendall. I think Kendall's a pretty quality player. If you put Charvarius Ward and Kendall Fuller together with Diamador Lenore, I think that would be a good trio. Obviously, wouldn't be the best trio out of available free agents, but I wouldn't mind it. Leonard Williams, not a fit for what we're looking for. Marquise Brown, not a fit that we're looking for. If you want to go value, you could definitely go here and look at Bryce Huff, 6'3", 255 pounds, kind of built like D Ford in a sense. Could definitely be a guy that the 49ers could look at for potentially filling that edge role. And again, like I said, if you really think that the 49ers don't need to go edge, I really do believe you kind of need to remove that thought process from your mind. The 49ers need an edge. They need an edge just like they needed an edge last year. So Bryce Huff could absolutely be an option. DJ Reader, interior defensive line, not an option. Don't need him. Kyle Duggar, interesting, but the San Francisco 49ers do have Jair Brown, and they do have Talanoa Hufanga coming back. But if they wanted some security, Kyle Duggar would actually be a great option for that. But he's probably going to be expensive. So, and they're predicting he's going to get the franchise tag, so might not be available. Cameron Curl, that's a guy that I think is one of the more underrated safeties in the league. Again, if you wanted to, and you wanted to go get someone to kind of platoon with Jair, I would love Cameron Curl. I think he would fit great. Bit of a down year last year, but I think he's a young up and coming safety. Again, he's about to turn 25 next year. Cameron would be nice. Look at Trent, man. Look at Trent Brown. Guys, I was so upset when the 49ers traded Trent Brown. Here's my story on Trent Brown. I think he was a 7th round draft pick out of Florida. Came in and was a stud pass blocker. And he started over Anthony Davis. You remember that whole saga? You remember the Anthony Davis saga? Oh, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis retires, comes back thinking he's going to get his job back, but Trent Brown said, "Nah, pal." He said, "No, I'm a 7th round rookie, and you think you're a former first rounder can retire on the 49ers and just come back and get your job back? No." Then he retired again. Anthony Davis, one of the biggest goofs in franchise history. I couldn't stand that. I'll never not be over that. How he retired on us, came back thinking he can get his job back, couldn't beat out Trent Brown and retired again. What a bum. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I even had to enlarge my face for that rant. But I don't think Trent Brown would be an option for the 49ers. That was the year that they traded him to the Patriots, and then they drafted Mike McGlinchey after that. So they obviously went for a more run-heavy offensive tackle opposed to Trent, who was more of a drop-back, pass-blocking offensive tackle. And so they made that switch. This one's interesting. This one's very interesting. But I would imagine Kevin Dotson would re-sign with the LA Rams. But I mean, you look at, I'm not a big fan of grades at all. But it is a metric that we are staring at right in our face. And according to PFF, he was the 2nd graded guard in the league. And he had a big year for the Rams. So could the 49ers try to swing for the fences and pay for a right guard? Obviously they have Burford. Feliciano's a free agent. Could they throw they got a lot of money now, so could they throw a bag at Kevin Dotson to come in, be starting right guard? Potentially. They got the money now. So that could be an option. And if you're looking at an offensive line as it would currently stand of oh shoot. NFL offseason is off to a freaking hot start, baby. The the Miami Dolphins, breaking news, have just released four-time Pro Bowl cornerback Xavier Howard. Oh boy, that's crazy. The San Francisco 49ers, I mean, he's a vet for sure. That's a big time vet, but ooh, Xavier? Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Wait a minute. Let's do a little research here. Let's do a little squirrel research here. Xavier Howard just released by, all right, so this is where we're at. Oh, all right. I'll pull this up so we can all look at it. Xavier Howard just released by the Miami Dolphins. Man, if I'm the 49ers, I'm calling on everyone, baby. If I'm the 49ers, I'm looking at all options. So here we go. Here's his little profile. Xavier Howard, 30. He'll turn 31 at the end of next year. 6'1", 203 pounds. Not the fastest corner in the world, but again, you don't need to be. Former second-round draft pick, has spent his entire career with the Miami Dolphins. Just released what he did last year. Passer rating allowed of 86.7, so not the best. Had 7 missed tackles, only 1 interception, 8 stops, 38 solo tackles. He had a high pass rush grade, but his coverage grade definitely took a hit. That's for sure. So definitely didn't look like he had his best year last year, but also if you compare it to the rest of his seasons, it's not terrible. I don't know. You can get a guy like this on a 1-year, 2-year deal. Maybe. But to be honest, I think, for us, I would much prefer going younger and putting an investment into a younger player. But hey, like I said, all options are open. All options are open. So that just went down. I would like this guy, to be honest with you. If we really want to go O-line, how do we get Michael Onwenu? Probably butchering his name per usual. But this is a guy who has inside out versatility. He can play guard, he can play tackle. He's had a lot of success in this league with the Patriots. And if you really want a right tackle, I would like this guy. 26 years old, has a ton of potential. Former 6th-round pick out of Michigan. Again, a little bit smaller, 6'3", 350. He's smaller in height-wise. He's definitely not smaller in overall weight. 350 is a load, but he knows how to move. It's one of the reasons why I like him. So if you can get this guy, if you really want to upgrade the O-line, hell yeah, I'm about that life. I would mess with that. I would mess with that for sure. Chidobe Awuzie, I'm a big fan of Chidobe. I would definitely bring Chidobe in on a modest 2-year. That would be a good one. So far, I've seen a lot of fans talk about Robert Hunt. I honestly haven't watched him, so I don't know all that much about him. So, but I mean, you look at his size, 6'6", 335 pounds. He's 27 years old. He's been a definitely top end guard in the league, according to the metrics. So that could definitely be an option. Again, there are options out here if the 49ers want to go out here and make some moves. Obviously, Chase Young, we know. So Chase Young is ranked as the 28th best available right now. So that could be an option for the 49ers to keep Chase Young, or they could let him go and get a comp pick back in return. Obviously, the 49ers don't need running backs. Kevin Zeitler, I wouldn't mind Zeitler as a potential swing interior offensive lineman, and maybe a cost effective option if you wanted to look for a right guard. Ooh, I want this guy. So we've talked about the 49ers needing some linebacker help, right? Frankie Louvu, probably one of the more underrated players in the league right now. If you could go get your hands on Frankie, ooh, boy. Obviously, we know the 49ers need to get a linebacker with likely, Dre Greenlaw being out for a good portion of the year. So, ooh, Frankie Louvu. Yeah, I like that. I would like that. So that's a name that's going to be at the top one of my list. I think he's super good. Steven Nelson, Dalton Schultz. I mean, if the 49ers wanted to spend on a tight end too, I would definitely bring in Dalton Schultz. Connor Williams, Connor Williams was a draft crush of mine. He was a tackle at Texas, and they converted him to a center. So he has the position versatility to play all 5 positions on the offensive line. I'm a big fan of Connor Williams, and obviously he's coming straight out of a Mike McDaniel scheme. So he fits with what the 49ers want to do. Looks like he got hurt. He didn't play all the snaps. But yeah, dude, I'm a fan of Connor Williams. He was a draft crush of mine coming out of Texas. Would have loved the 49ers to snatch him up. But again, he's still young. And if he's dealing with an injury, maybe, suffered. Oh, okay. I see now. Suffered a torn ACL week 14. That will definitely impact his price, but that could also mean you're getting a value as well. But I do like Connor Williams. He's a good player. Jonathan Greenard. Levante David said he's only going to play for Tampa or retire. Jadeveon Clowney actually had a pretty decent year last year. Ooh, if the 49ers want to kick, if they want to kick Deommodore Lenoir to the nickel, or excuse me, to the outside and put Kenny Moore in the nickel, that would be fire. I would mess with that. Kenny Moore is phenomenal nickel cornerback. Zadarius Smith, Xavier McKinney. I think McKinney will probably stick around with the Giants. Dude, there's a lot of good names on here. Mekhi Becton. He's honestly not lived up to his draft status. But a young player with some upside. I don't know. Josh Uche, we talked about him earlier. Again, age. He could be an option as well. So this is great to see, man. Geno Stone. I like Geno. You want to bring in Grover Stewart as a rotational interior defensive lineman. There are options out here. There are lots and lots of options. Aziz, I would love to bring back Aziz, but man, I feel like Aziz earned some money. I feel like Aziz earned some money. Um, Tyre Tart, I would be interested in. Yeah. Ooh. We got some options, ladies and gentlemen. I agree. I agree 100%. This is where I become an ageist. I'm very age focused in the free agency because I want to get guys who are around 25 years old. If you can get those guys around 25, that means you're getting them as they're ascending into their prime, and that's where I want to pay. Like obviously you can go out and get more veterans in the 28, 29 area, but those are guys you're looking to plug and play for maybe a couple years. Um, so I definitely want to see the 49ers continue to invest in getting younger. That would be ideal. Yeah, we signed Hargrave at 30. But I would like to see the 49ers continue to go after those 25, like around 25, because you can build around those guys if you're going to pay them 4 to 5 years or whatever. That that would be ideal. Getting these guys in their primes, paying the value and paying that money to get them in their prime, that would be absolutely ideal. So there's a lot of options out there. The 49ers have a lot at their disposal. So, man, what a good time right now. What a good time. I know it would be a little bit better if we were chilling with the 6 ring. I get it. But man, as it stands right now, I feel like the 49ers are set up to rebuild. And I've talked about this the last couple weeks. I've talked about this and saying that, people are like, oh, our window's closing, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, I don't think it is. I really don't think our window's closing. Um, are our guys getting older? Are our core players getting older? Yeah, of course, that's happening. But when you have Brock Purdy on a rookie deal currently for one more year and the cap continues to rise and you have all this money to roll over, they can retool. You can still keep your core together for the most part and continue to add pieces and keep attacking. So definitely have not been of the mindset that the 49ers were done. I know a lot of people have kind of said that, like blow it all up, trade everyone, cut everyone. Just not how I'm looking at it, It's just not how I'm looking at it. I think the 49ers window is still open. Do we see it like starting to close? Yes. Kittle's not getting any younger. Trent's not getting any younger. Those are real things. But again, there's still a ton of weapons on this team, and now you got a ton of money, so you could make this team even better. So I'm very very much looking forward to that. So residency code, okay. People asking about the hats. You can get them at Residency, and if you use the promo code the SF Niners, you get a little discount on your order. So you just go here, promo code, get you a little discount on the SF Residency hats. Thanks, Jason, for calling that out. Do I think they take Cooper at 63? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think so far from what I've seen of Cooper, I don't think he should be there at 63. So if you're getting Cooper at 63, that's a steal. Um, so yeah. Uh, I would definitely take him at 63. So, um, it's going to be fascinating here to see how the 49ers attack this. And dude, I love that we got all this money to play with. I love that we got all this money to play with. It feels like we we have an opportunity to do some things. So I like it. I love it. I love it. Let's go. So, man, now what the future is going to hold is we have the combine next week. Um, I believe they just sent out the email for media availability. So let's see what availability is looking like. Head coach. I want GM. This is head coach, general manager availability. When is John Lynch speaking? Adam Peters is speaking at 11:30. Trent Baalke at 1. John Lynch is speaking at 2. So John Lynch will be speaking at 2. Ooh, at the same time as Dave Canales of the Panthers. So I'll go over there. I'll ask John Lynch a question, and then I'll go over and ask Dave about Brian Burns. And of course, Kyle Shanahan doesn't go to the combine, so he won't be available to speak. So we will only hear from John Lynch on Tuesday, February 27th at 2 o'clock. So, so we got combine coming up. We have legal tampering period opening up March, I think March 11th, 13th, something like that. I got to get my dates all squared away. But yeah, man. I love it. I love it. It feels like I'm energized for this off season now. It's been a little rough, but I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go. I see the path. I think that's what helps is I see the path that the 49ers can make some moves. So what are those moves going to be? No idea, but we are going to be able to throw some ideas at the wall and start to formulate our off-season plan. And we are going to be able to now try to build out how the 49ers build this roster here coming up and how we get that on track for making another run at it. So I'm happy about that. I'm hyped. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. I hope you guys are hyped too. I hope this was good news for you. Now, obviously, we're still waiting to figure out who the defensive coordinator is. We don't know. We don't know who the defensive coordinator is. It is quiet down there in Santa Clara. But hopefully we figure that out here today. That's really the ideal situation, is that we figure out who the DC is today. And then beyond that, we can then, I don't know, focus on the combine. But there's a real possibility that we are maybe talking to John Lynch with the team on Tuesday that doesn't have a DC. I doubt that's going to be the case, but I can guarantee you a lot of the questions to John Lynch on Tuesday, if there's no DC, are going to be all about DC. It's like, where's the DC? What's taking so long? Why is there no one in place? So, hey, we'll figure it out. But man, draft season is in full effect now. Free agency in full effect. I've accepted our fate. I've accepted our fate that the offseason is here, and I'm looking forward to it now. Let's build this team back. Let's do some scouting. Let's scout free agents. Let's scout them all. Let's scout them all. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Appreciate all you guys, as always, for tapping into the channel. What time is it? It's already 1. I could come back for another live later, maybe, but we'll see. But appreciate everyone, as always, for tapping in. Grab your cookies on the way out. And we got some scouting to do, baby. So let's go. Appreciate everyone, as always, for tapping in. I'm out. Smash that like button on your way out. I hit that way too soon by accident. So now the proper goodbye. Later. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to